Okay, this month, BookTube has been running a delightful and fascinating feature called Garbogist, exploring some of the trashiest writing ever, whether found in pulps or romance novels or the deliciously depraved wonderworlds of paperback originals. But there's a serious side to Garbogist as well. What if an intrinsic quality of the greatest literature involves rejecting any idealized and sanitized version of human being and insists instead on presenting a completer view of what it means to be human, including the messy stuff? Just maybe in the garbage heap is something that speaks a little more truly of what we are. Maybe the works of Garbogist are fertilizer to even the most sublime and beautiful things. And maybe, like Yeats suggests, we all need to lay down where all ladders start, in the foul rag and bone shop of the heart. All right, here's my humorous and somewhat satirical response to Garbogist, and before the end of August, I will release my serious and analytical Garbogist contribution. Well, I think that we have had enough of Garbogist. How about some real literature? How about Charles Baudelaire, The Metamorphosis of the Vampire? That looks tasty. Lips dripping from crushed strawberries, writhing like a snake on vermilion coals, kneading pale breasts against her iron corset. She lets the words flow scented with musk. All my lips are wet, and I know the art of losing old conscience in the depths of a bed. When I choke a lover with my pale, strong hands, or abandon my breasts to their biting, even angels damn their souls for me. I suppose gonna make another choice than Baudelaire. Okay, let me open at random. All right, here, an emotionally anguished Hamlet's finally confronting his mother with his dismay and grief over her hasty marriage to his uncle after the death of his father, asking her, "Shame, where is thy blush?" And he continues, "Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty." I'm not sure this will do. You know, the literary historian Harold Bloom once remarked that the Macbeths were the happiest couple in all of Shakespeare. So if I want something sort of pleasant and inspiring, perhaps I should look at the Macbeths. Here's Lady Macbeth. "I have given suck." That's kind of sweet. "I have given suck and know how tender 'tis to nurse the babe that milks me." Okay, well, here we have a beautiful scene of nursing and that wonderful infusion of milk, and let's continue. "I have given suck and know how tender 'tis to nurse the babe that milks me. I would while it were smiling in my face." That moment of mother and child bonded together in this sort of mutual infusion of milk and warmth and bonding with mother and their mutual adoring gazing. Perhaps life is never that beautiful. I'm so glad I picked Lady Macbeth. So let's continue. "I have given suck and know how tender 'tis to nurse the babe that milks me. I would while it were smiling in my face have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out." Ooh, this feels like a horror movie instead of Shakespeare. I think I'm going to have to find a different author. How about Edgar Allan Poe? A little bit dark, but certainly less garbagey than Charles Baudelaire or William Shakespeare. Let's see. The Cask of Amontillado. The 1,000 injuries of Fortunato I had borne as best I could. But when he ventured up an insult, I vowed revenge. You who so well know the nature of my soul will not suppose, however, that I gave utterance to a threat. I would be avenged. This was a point definitely settled, but the very definiteness with which it was resolved precluded the idea of risk. I must not only punish, but punish with impunity. A wrong is unredressed if retribution overtakes the avenger. I would continue, as was my wont, to smile in his face, nor would he perceive that my smiling was at the thought of his immolation. Oh, no, this won't do. It's one thing to read about a psychopath, but in first person, that's way too close to Jim Thompson and the killer inside me. Really, I think some woke sensitivity reader might just have a little bit of go at this to tame it down. I feel, nervous. I know the perfect antidote to the lingering malaise of Garbagist. How about Sappho writing in the city of Mytilene on the island of Lesbos 2,600 years ago in her sun-drenched splendor? Let's see. Oh, the tongue shatters. My skin runs with delicate flame. I'm hearing things, and sweat cascades, and I am one with ocean, with stars, with night, and lacking little to death. All right, that was my attempt at Garbagist humor. In a few days, I release my in front of the camera comments and give my own picks for the top contenders for Garbagist. Just remember what Yeats writes in Crazy Jane and the Bishop: nothing can be soul or whole that has not been rent. And perhaps, just perhaps, garbage is always feeding literature, and there is not the clear divide between the two worlds that we've been led to believe.